from West Deptford High School. Comcast Cablevision presents high school football. Colonial Conference game tonight between the undefeated Red Raiders of Paulsboro High School against the undefeated Eagles of West Deptford High School. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Underwood Memorial Hospital. Partners with Jefferson Health System, caring people, people caring close to home, offering service to subscribers with Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey. By Gloucester County College, home of champions. In athletics and academics, GCC offers championship lineups, coaches, courses, programs, and facilities, all geared to your success. Registration now open for the interterm and the spring semester. Call 412209 for details. And by Rizzo Family Chiropractic in the Gibbstown Shopping Center, exit 17, Route 295. Hi, everybody. I'm Bob Schreck along with Sean Leary at West Deptford High School. An absolutely gorgeous night for one of the most exciting high school football games we hope we've seen in Gloucester County in many, many years. As a matter of fact, Sean, tonight's game, the first time in the history of Gloucester County football, and that's a long time, where two teams have met 10-0 in the regular season.
We're going to talk about a lot of numbers tonight. These two 10-0 teams are superb teams. This is probably the first time in the history of Gloucester County where we see two 10-0 teams match up against each other in what's going to be a great Thanksgiving Day game.
West Deptford has had a tough time in this series, Sean. They've only won one time ever. A lot of people feel this is the night they could make it too.
Yeah, this is their year. They have a lot of numbers. They have a lot of depth. They've really been putting up extreme numbers on the offensive end, playing good ball, sound football, coming off a win, a come-from-behind win against Sterling to set them up for a South Jersey Group 2 final.
Paulsboro High School 10-0, the tremendous offense they've always had here again this year, along with great defense. And they have one of the premier running backs of all time in Gloucester County and South Jersey. That's Isaac Redmond.
Well, he's ready to set a few milestones tonight. He needs 118 yards to top 5,000 for his career. He needs 2 touchdowns to skip Kevin Sinclair and become the #2 all-time leading scorer in South Jersey. So he's had a remarkable career. They're going to really rest on his shoulders tonight. They need him to have a huge game, put up one of those big 200-yard games to get into the end zone a couple of times.
A lot of great senior leaders on this West Deptford team, and none more important to this ball club than Kyle Mancuso.
Well, Kyle's really had a nice year this year, really developing and maturing as a quarterback. He throws the ball well, but he also has the capability of getting outside and running for big yardage. He's a 600 guy. 600 yards rushing this year, 600 yards passing. He's doing with his arms, his legs. Really a big-time leader for this team.
One of the variables in this series, Sean, has been the dominance of Paulsboro through the years. As I indicated before, just one West Deptford win in the history of the series. What does West Deptford have to do to get off that schneid tonight?
Well, they just need to not make mistakes and make sure they contain Redmond. Redmond can really change a game around. You think you have him wrapped up, and all of a sudden he shoots through there and he breaks a 70-yarder. They don't need that tonight. They have to make sure they contain him, move the ball, move the chains, and keep that West Deptford machine rolling.
Two of the best coaches in South Jersey going head-to-head tonight too, Sean.
Yeah, two great ones in Glenn Howard, who's just had a remarkable career, and Clyde Folsom. You can't say enough about those two gentlemen. They bring their 10-0 teams in here tonight. One of them is going to be really disappointed with this loss. It should be an outstanding game.
And we got great weather, although it's cold, and at 6 o'clock the stand's already filling up. Parking is going to be a problem tonight, but no problem for us to bring you the #1 high school football game of the season, Paulsboro and West Deptford, right after this.
Number 20, Isaac Redmond.
Big crowd at West Deptford High School for this game between undefeated West Deptford and undefeated Paulsboro High School. Sean Leary along with Bob Schreck. Big football game, one of the biggest ever in Comcast, as both of these teams undefeated, both heading to the finals in their divisions in the NJSIAA South Jersey tournament next week. A lot at stake and just a huge crowd on a gorgeous night for a high school football game.
Yeah, it isn't too bad. We thought it was going to be maybe a little bit colder, the wind blowing a little bit. A lot of little things to look for in this game. One thing early on the kickoff, West Deptford wanted to win that toss and defer to the second half, defend this goal, and try to kick it deep into the left corner. So that's probably where they're going to go, towards Isaac Redmond.
Dick Brownell kicking off, and he'll kick it away from Redmond, taking it to the 15-yard line. And a pretty good return by Very contest, and Paulsboro will take over with the first possession of the football game. Longtime rivals, neighborhood rivals. West Deptford students years ago would go to Paulsboro High School before there was a West Deptford High School. A lot of interesting family connections to this game always.
So much for asking the coach where he's going to kick it to start the game, huh? He says we're going left side. He goes away from Redmond. Good decision. We want that ball out of number 20's hands as much as possible.
And he gets it right. A good fake by Detono and misses the intended receiver. Good fake by Detono. Second down and 10 on the incompleted pass to start the football game.
Here you see the quarterback, Eric Detono. Beverly and Redmond in the backfield. St. John and S.A. The wide receivers, Conquest, the tight end. Petruch, Craig, Garin, Billig, and Hurst are the offensive linemen. Offense is producing big numbers this season. Offensive line doing a nice job allowing Redmond to find creases and put up huge chunks of yardage in every game this year.
Detono keeps it on the option and gets a couple of yards out to about the 34-yard line. Pick up on a play of about 4. It'll be 3rd and 6.
You get a good look at that field. It is really muddy down towards that end. That's why I wanted to defer. You see the West Deptford defense with O'Neill and Lindsley, a couple of good defensive ends, with Wilson, Robin, Curiali. Beat out the defensive tackles. White and Walls, the linebackers. Manfrey, Mancuso, Vasquez, and Scarato, a very talented secondary.
Beverly and Redmond, the back split behind Detono. Straight back to throw, has good protection, fires it over the middle. It's completed to Conquest. Drops the football after getting the first down, and West Deptford looks like it has the football, and they do. First big break of the ball game. West Deptford recovering a Conquest fumble after he completed, caught the pass, and got the first down. And it'll be West Deptford possession at the Paulsboro 41.
Here you see Detono just drop back into the pocket, wide open as Conquest over the middle. He comes back, and looks like the ball just might have popped out on the play. On the play was number 23. That's Brad White, the captain linebacker, who might have got a piece of the ball.
Back split behind Mancuso. 1st and 10 West Deptford at the 41-yard line. Straight up the middle goes Tom Walls, who's had a terrific season for the Eagles. His advance to about the 38-yard line. Pick up at 3, 2nd and 7.
Kyle Mancuso, the signal caller, with Manfrey, Walls, and Maxwell. Maxwell taking over for Cordell Young, the super freshman. Hal the wideout, O'Neill, the tight end. Up front, you have Ryan Liberto, Rob Wilson, and Wernig. Very nice offensive line has opened up big holes for Tom Walls. 1,160 yards coming into today's game.
Double wing formation with motion. Straight up the middle goes Walls for a good gainer to about the 33-yard line. Close to a first down. Be about 2 yards short. 3rd down and 2 for West Deptford.
See the Paulsboro defense. Beverly and Lopez on the corners, with Crichton Johns in the middle of that interior line. Redmond, Petrutz, and Garin, the linebackers. White, Nelson, Detono, and Bell is in that secondary for the Red Raiders.
Maxwell with the carry over the left side, has the first down and more, spinning his way to the 25-yard line. 1st down and 10, West Deptford.
Here you see Maxwell. He's a shifty runner, filling in for Cordell Young, the freshman. Finds a hole, just follows his big blocker, number 53. That's Mark Robb, the left guard for West Deptford, who does a nice job. The right guard pulling, opening up a nice hole for Maxwell, picks up the first down.
1st and 10 ball at the 25-yard line. And it'll be a penalty marker. Movement on the right side by West Deptford. This will set them back 5 yards.
Prior to the snap, the false start on the offense, 5 yards from the previous spot. First down.
Mark Finelli, the referee, making the call today. He is the referee. Jim Puterbach is the umpire today. Kirk McLaughlin, the linesman. The line judge, Dave Biblier. And the back judge, Jim Grenier. That'll be 1st down and 15 for West Deptford. Ball at the 30-yard line. Back split behind Mancuso. Drops the football. It's loose. Paulsboro is going to fall on it, so they get the ball right back. So both teams fumbling away the football here early going, and Paulsboro with good field position at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, this is just a play-action rollout where he's going to try and find his tight end. Just drops the ball on his own. And a nice job by Ryan White, the junior, 5'9", 170, to jump on Mancuso, not allowing him to crawl to the ball. Paulsboro football. So 2 early turnovers.
1st and 10, Paulsboro ball at the 44-yard line. Back motion. Stono with the pitch to Redmond, his first carry. And he'll get a couple of yards before he's knocked out of bounds at about the 47-yard line, 48. Redmond's first carry, he picks up 3, 2nd down and 7. Redmond with some unbelievable career numbers coming in. There's Glenn Howard and his staff. Glenn marching to the left of the screen, an unbelievable coaching career at Paulsboro High School. Glenn Howard, former great Red Raider player. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 2nd down and 7. Beverly gets the call, gets the carry, and doesn't get much yardage at all, if any, maybe a yard. It'll be another 3rd and long for Paulsboro as the West Deptford defense in the early going acquitting itself well.
It looked like Nick Curali and Brad White did a nice job for Clyde Folsom's defense on that play. You get a look at the guy who's calling now the offensive and defensive plays this year for the first time. And Bob, as you said to me before the game, if this guy's not a possible candidate for Touchdown Club Coach of the Year,
well, nobody expected them to be 10-0, and that includes Clyde Folsom. They've had a magnificent take the draw. Daytona fires it. Intended for conquest, incompleted, and Paulsboro will be forced to punt. So Paulsboro unable to move the football on either of its first 2 possessions, and the Eagles will get the ball right back.
A nice job there by Ron Wilson, getting a push upfield, probably forcing Daytona to throw it before he wanted to. Pulls the string, incompleted pass, and now West Deptford should get the ball.
Nino Palomini punting for Paulsboro High School. Gets a good snap. Gets it off. And this one will be stopped. We'll take break from West Deptford High School. No score early going. West Deptford and Paulsboro.
West Deptford, 29 yards.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line. Some running room to the outside for Mike Manfrey. Manfrey dropped at about the 36. He'll get 6 on the play, making it 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, he found some running room until he ran into Matt Petrutz. Big number 53 right there. Came up and made a nice lick on Manfrey. Put him down well short of the first down. It's going to be about 2nd and 4, Bob. And this end of the field's a little bit nicer than the other end. The other end, it's really muddy. Should be in terrible shape as the game continues.
Muddy between about the 15 and the 35-yard line, so a stretch of about 20 yards in the middle of the field where it's particularly bad. Single back set. They run it right up the middle with Walls. Walls will be close to the first down. Looks like he's short by about a yard.
Good play calling by Clyde Folsom. Gets Maxwell to pick him up about 5 or 6 yards and just hands it straight up the middle with his big guy. You know Walls is going to pick up a couple of yards, Bob, so there you're just thinking, let's get it to a 3rd and short. Let our big guy try to carry us for a first down, move the chains, and keep control of the ball on the clock.
6:45 to play, clock running, first period, no score, 3rd and less than a yard for West Deptford. Walls gets the call, gets a carry, gets a lot of yards. First down plus up to the 45. So West Deptford has the only 2 first downs of the ball game.
Yeah, this is straight up the middle of the Walls. Nice job by Rob there. You see number 53 blocking, creating a big hole. Nick Ryan, the center, taking up some space. And Walls, once he gets his feet moving, it's hard to try and stop him for a while.
Deptford with a fleet of backs, and Cordell Young, the freshman. But the ball picked up by Paulsboro, and they're going to score. It's Redmond with the football. As Young got the first down, fumbled the football, picked up by Redmond, and on a 50-yard scoring run with the fumble, Paulsboro shockingly lead 6-0 at the 6:09 mark of the first period. That came out of nowhere. Cordell Young had the first down carry.
We can see the fumble. But you see Cordell Young, here's a guy who's coming in the game with a strained knee. Something happens here with Redmond. Just looks like the ball popped out. But he just took it straight out of his hands.
Wow, that is a strange play.
Not too sure. He didn't have the cameras on the other side of the field, but it's a possibility that Redmond stripped him, streaked down the sidelines.
Paulsboro with the extra point kick. It's 7-0 Paulsboro after West Deptford had been in control of the early part of the football game. So 3 fumbles in here in the first period, 2 by West Deptford, and the second one is costly. Let's look at the touchdown again.
And again, this is just a straight handoff to Cordell Young. Sweep to the outside, and he's going to run into Redmond. You see Redmond trying to stand him up there, and as he was standing him up, he just stripped the ball right. Yeah, it looks like the play's over. He just stripped the ball, looks like right from his hand as he stood him up. Presence of mind as a couple people are trying to hold him up. He strips the ball.
That's a new way for Redmond to score, and he has some interesting scoring figures in his career, Sean.
Yeah, that makes him at 87 now. It ties Kevin Sinclair for career touchdowns.
Back to return for West Deptford, number 29.
He's at 525. Actually, 530 career scoring, 2 behind Kevin Sinclair, second all-time in South Jersey. And again, only needing 118 yards for 5,000 for his career, behind backs such as Kevin Sinclair, 5.380, Albert Young, who plays at Morristown this year, and Gary Fultonroy. And then the name Isaac Redmond at number 4, the all-time South Jersey rushing list.
Paulsboro, all-purpose kicker for Paulsboro, will kick off. West Deptford all of a sudden finds itself trailing 7-0. Long, deep kickoff, driving Scorado back to about the 3, straight up the middle. And Scorado will be dropped at about the 28-yard line, and 1st and 10 for West Deptford. So fumbles marking the early part of this football game. West Deptford losing 2, and the second one costing them a touchdown. Paulsboro with 1 fumble lost. A sloppy game so far. And let's see if West Deptford can regroup.
Maxwell now back in the game for Young.
Not much doing for Dave Maxwell. And the Paulsboro defense seems fired up now after the touchdown by Redmond's got a lot of touchdowns, as you just said, but he doesn't have many that way, Sean.
No, and they talked about his offensive strategies coming into this game of trying to get Redmond the ball and trying to allow Paulsboro to move the chains that way. But there he makes a huge play defensively, something they weren't, when they said contain Redmond, they didn't think on the defensive side of the ball. Great play by the senior.
Young with the carry, and very little doing again. Young got about 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 7 for West Deptford. Five minutes, 10 seconds to play first period at West Deptford. 7-0 lead Paulsboro in this neighborhood rivalry.
Young missed 3 practices. I think he might be down right now. Yeah, that's Young right there. He missed 3 practices this week with a knee problem.
Well, they thought they'd give it a go in the pregame, Sean. It seemed to be okay, but obviously troubled again. We're going to take time out from West Deptford High School. 7-0 Paulsboro. Young able to walk off under his own power. It's 3rd down and 7 for West Deptford. And Mancuso, the throw, has great protection, fires in the flat, but Paulsboro read it perfectly, and despite the efforts of Walls, it'll be well short of the 1st down.
Nice job reading that was Matt Petrutz from Paulsboro, and Treadell Johns, the sophomore, 5'11", 220 pounds, getting out there on Walls, not allowing him to pick up much yardage. They're going to have to punt it away.
And they're going to have to punt it to Redmond, who is another in a long line of great punt returners for Paulsboro High School. He can do everything for this football team. And the other thing is return kicks. Redmond back at about the 40-yard line. try to return it, but he is smashed. Oh, the ball is loose. Who has it? Paulsboro able to come up with it after the big hit by Frank Mullen on Redmond. Never thought about the fair catch, and it almost cost him.
Yeah, Redmond thinking about returning this. It just goes right through the arms. Coming down on the play. That's 50, Frank Mullen. Not sure exactly who came up with it for Paulsboro, but
that ball must be really slippery. That is 4 fumbles, 3 of them turned over. Beverly and Redmond, the backs behind Detono. A first down and 10 for the Red Raiders. Detono to throw, has good protection, goes deep, but throws up a floater. Nearly a great catch. Completed pass.
Let's go, D!
Looking for Jamel St. John, the sophomore, 6'2", 180, going down the sidelines. Nice job. I think that was Mancuso on the coverage.
2nd and 10 after the incompleted pass. Ball at the 39-yard line.
So Bob, looks like Paulsboro is trying to loosen up the defense a little bit, going deep, trying to stretch them. Put them back on the heels a little bit, and then maybe think about running it with Redmond.
Ball still in the muddy part of the field. 2nd down and 10. Redmond. And he'll get only a couple of yards. Good job by the West Deptford defense again. Tacklers led by Troy Lindsley. It'll be 3rd down for Paulsboro and about 7 to go for a first down. Paulsboro does not have a first down in the first quarter, but they lead the football game 7-0 on the fumble recovery and run for the TD by Isaac Redmond. Another big, they've had about 3 3rd and 7s here in the first quarter. Here's another one. 2 wide receivers to the near side on 3rd and 7. Return to the throw. Protection good, fires it over the middle. Intercepted! Intercepted by Tom Walls, who does everything for this West Deptford team. Another turnover. Each team has turned the ball over twice here in the first period. West Deptford 2 on fumbles, 1 interception and 1 fumble the other way.
Now you see Detono drop back. He's looking for Steve Assay over the middle of the field. Number 10, he's just going to go off his fingertips. The ball was thrown a little bit high, and Wall's in perfect position to pick that pass off. And again, Bob, like you said, the 4th turnover of this game, 2 by each team. Now West Deptford has good field position.
Very sloppy game, 2 undefeated teams. Ball at the 42-yard line of Paulsboro. 1st and 10, West Deptford. Ball straight up the middle, has some room, but the hole closes in a hurry. And the advance only to the 40-yard line. Looked like he had some room, but it closed, and it's a 2-yard pickup, 2nd and 8.
It looked like Greg Lopez, the senior, was one of those guys, number 78, who just picked up big walls and drove them backward. No, check that. That's Redmond. Nice form tackle. You can pick up walls and drive them backwards out like that. You could have some strength in your legs. And linebacker, running back, Redmond has that strength.
And Cuso keeps the football, and he is going almost nowhere. Gets a yard to the 39. It'll be 3rd and long for West Deptford with 2:15 to play in a strange first period in which have already been 4 turnovers, 2 each way.
Bob, these Thanksgiving rivalries between West Deptford and Paulsboro. I was at the Clearview Kingsway game yesterday. The hits just seem like they're a little bit harder. The intensity on both sides are always elevated, and it always makes for a fun game to come out and watch, and this is no exception.
Hard, incompleted, Mancuso. And it'll be 4th down and 7. And West Deptford will try to punt Paulsboro deep here. Redmond going back. He fumbled the last punt, but it was recovered by a teammate.
You got to hand it to the Paulsboro interior defensive line during this possession. After the interception, they hold West Deptford on 1st and 2nd down, put them in a long 3rd down. Now they should get the ball back.
Brownell kicking. Redmond deep, calling for a fair catch. He'll take it, but he'll take it deep in Paulsboro at the 6-yard line. Wow.
Yeah, and that's a mistake. You should just try and let that ball go. Hopefully it'll take a bounce, go into the end zone. You give yourself at the 20. And if they do down at the 4 or the 3-yard line, you're only giving yourself 2 or 3. You give yourself about 2 or 3 yards, so it doesn't make much sense there.
So a dangerous spot on the field, the ball at the 6-yard line, and the muddy part of the field as well. Not a good spot for the Paulsboro offense. 7-0 Paulsboro on a fumble recovery and run by Redmond. Minute 43 to go in the first. Huge crowd on hand at West Deptford High School. Straight up the middle and no room for Beverly.
You see Tom Walls picking himself up over top of Beverly. Nice stop on the play. Now if you're West Deptford, you want to establish that first and second down defense where you stop him, hold him, give him a long third down, and try to pin him deep here. Get yourself in good field position.
Lost about a foot on the play. It'll be second down. We'll still call it 10 yards for Paulsboro. They need they have no first downs here in the first period. Haven't even been close to a first down. Redmond trying to pick his way. Has some room. Redmond eluding tacklers, and he'll get that first down, and that is a big carry for Redmond because it gets Paulsboro out of inside its own 10-yard line. The advance out to about the 19-yard line. First down and 10. The first down for the Red Raiders. Under a minute left in the first period. Redmond's best carry by far. The Eagles have held him in check here, running the football in the first period. Redmond trying to pick his way. Could be pulled down from behind. Good play by Tom Walls, who's everywhere for the Eagles.
Yeah, that really was a nice play because Gary Conquest comes out of the backfield, does a nice job blocking the defensive end. The wide receiver does his job blocking the cornerback, and Walls coming back, making the play on the backside. Prohibited Redmond from getting a big chunk of yards. He probably could have easily picked up the first down, maybe more.
That'll do it for the first period after the 3-yard gain by Redmond. After 1 from West Deptford High School, it's Paulsboro 7 and West Deptford nothing. We'll be right back. Sean Leary and Bob Shryock at West Deptford High School. Another third and long for Paulsboro High School. Ball at the 22. Second down. Beverly up the middle and nothing doing for Beverly. Come on, Red! Short gainer. This will bring up a third and long for the Red Raiders.
Should have been a fortune teller. You knew it was going to be third and long. You just you're looking in the future.
They had 3 3rd and 7s in the first period. This will be a 3rd and 6. And they are not moving the football on this West Deptford defense.
Making a 3rd and 6.
Now, a lot's been said about West Deptford's offense and what they've been able to accomplish this year, putting up numbers like into the 50s and scoring. But this defense has really played extremely well.
Receivers to the near side. With the pitch to Redmond. Redmond with a great move. Still on his feet. Redmond picking his way down the sideline. Still on his feet. One man to beat, and he beats the tackler down to the 20, to the 10. He's going to score. I don't see any flags. Any flags? Unbelievable. What a run by Redmond. Looked like he was stopped 3 or 4 times. Touchdown run of 77 yards. 2 Redmond touchdowns. 1 on a fumble recovery and return, and now a 77-yard run on the option pitch. And it's 13-0 Paulsboro. Wow.
When he gets behind the defense, there's no chance of you grabbing him from behind and trying to pull him down.
Salvini trying to make it 14-0 with the hold of Detono. Low kick. No good wide left, so it'll stand 13-0 Paulsboro, but another extraordinary scoring run by Redmond. Here it is.
Here's Redmond, just a quick option to the outside. You get into his hands, and you got to like his chances. Nice blocking downfield by the wide receivers in Conquest. He gets to the sideline. Now, I thought he might have stepped out.
I did too. I thought it was really close. Wow.
No, and he didn't. He was in bounds the whole entire time.
Look at the tacklers he sheds. Unbelievable.
Illegal participation.
One after another.
12
Trying to come in Troy Lindsay. That's a big guy.
Accepted half the distance to the goal, and we'll repeat the try.
Penalties, so Paulsboro will get another chance to make it 14-0. They're half the distance, so they pass up the opportunity to try to run it in for the 2-point conversion. That was some run by Redmond, and shedding tackles all the way. And this is a good tackling West Deptford team. Palomini will try to make it 14-0.
Palomini, I was talking to a couple of the coaches down there, and he's at 95% right now.
Pearson, the holder. This one is good. Good job by Pearson getting the ball down. And now it's 14-0 Paulsboro with 11:05 to go in the first half.
Again, here's that run by Redmond. It's the option. Tono flips it out. And look at the job downfield. Look at the job by Steve Assay and also Darrell Wallace, the 2 wide receivers blocking well. And you see here somebody tries to get at his feet. Looked like that was Brad White. He just stays in bounds. Now Troy Lindsley, you can see how big he is trying to come from behind. Forget it. You can't try to grab him up high because he's so strong. With that run, Bob, some big numbers and
some big rushing numbers. Big rushing numbers already.
Right? Yeah. That puts him at 100 for the day. He needs 18 more yards to hit 5,000. And with that touchdown, he eclipses Kevin Sinclair in both career scoring and career touchdowns.
How about that?
Now with 88 on his career.
Congratulations to Isaac Redmond. 2 touchdowns here in the first half, even though it appeared to that run that the West Deptford had kept him in check pretty well. Palomini kicking, and West Deptford needs something good to happen before they get too far behind. Ball taken at the 9-yard line. And some room. Oh boy, great return.
I think he might have stepped on his own man because he had about 3 or 4 blockers and it was all green.
Scorado almost takes this one all the way back, taking it on his 9-yard line.
And this is a great run. I love kick returners who just storms up the middle of the field. No regard for his body. And I'll tell you, he looks like he might have twisted it. He's hopping around on the sidelines trying to shake it off. But
great return by Scorado to the 42-yard line, giving West Deptford good field position. And they need a touchdown. Double wing formation with motion by West Deptford. And Walls with the carry straight up the middle. Pulling tacklers with him. Good job by Walls. Gets it up to about the 47.
I thought the ball might have came out. Might have been somebody's helmet, but there's a lot of heavy hitting going on down there. And again, Walls picks up about 5 yards.
Second down 5, ball at the 47-yard line. 10:33 to play first half. Single back behind the quarterback. And pulled down from behind is Dave Maxwell. Maxwell got about a yard, that's it. Just shy of midfield.
That's a heck of a play by Ryan White, the junior from Paulsboro. Cornerback comes up, takes on the wide receiver, sheds the wide receiver, and pulls down Maxwell.
3rd down and 3 for the Eagles. They need a first down to continue this drive. 49.
I'd be very surprised if number 4 doesn't get this ball.
Mancuso keeps it. I don't know if he's knee touched or not, but he looks like he does not get the first down. Had some room, but it closed down in a hurry.
Well, it worked out for him because he had wide open running room. Mancuso following Rob, and it looks like he might just slip. Yeah, he slipped right there with his left foot, and his knee comes down.
Yeah.
Nice spot by the referee, the side judge, to come and mark the ball. Now 4th and 2, and West Deptford in a punting formation.
Brunell, the kicker for West Deptford. Redmond back at about his own 20-yard line. They don't want him handling the ball any more than possible. Thinks about picking it up, and he does. Uh-oh. Boy, he is so tough to tackle. But they get him deep. About the, let's see where the spot is, at about the 13-yard line. So Paulsboro again with poor field position. but they lead at 14-0 on 2 Redmond touchdowns.
One on the long 77-yard jaunt down the sidelines. One on the other sidelines after he stripped the ball from Corda Young of West Deptford. And a heck of a defensive play. And ran from about 50 yards out. She said Bob giving Paulsboro the 2-touchdown lead now. 8:53 left before halftime.
1st and 10, ball at the 13-yard line. Redmond hemmed in, knocked down, and he'll lose yardage this time. Good job defensively by West Deptford. And he'll lose back to the 10. Loss of 3 in the play. Walls with another great play.
Yeah, I think it might even have been Justin O'Neill, as you see here, just a little flip down the left side. Redmond makes one man miss and runs right into Walls.
Walls doesn't miss. So it's a loss actually of 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 14 with 8:15 to play in the first half. Again, poor field position for Paulsboro, but it hasn't hurt them on the scoreboard. Redmond. Another good job defensively by the Eagles. He'll get a couple back, but only 2 to the 12-yard line. It'll be third down and about 11 for Paulsboro.
Gain of about 3 on the play will make it 3rd down and 11.
So a big play for the West Deptford defense here, Sean. If they can make the stop, they'll get great field position on the punt exchange.
And plenty of time left. And you're right, Bob. This is a big 3rd down for them. Being behind by 2 scores. Somebody's going to have to make a play here on this end of the field for the Eagles.
They run a reverse. Penalty marker is down, short of the first down. This will go against Paulsboro, so West Deptford will refuse this penalty and get the football on the punt.
Obviously, they'll decline the penalty and get the ball back. Now on their dangerous punt returner / kick returner, Anthony Scarrato, to get his hands on the football.
You have an illegal black in the back, above the waist, on the offense. It's been refused, 4th down.
So they refuse a penalty, and Scarrato will be back at about midfield to take the punt. Pellamini, who does a good job of all-purpose kicking for Paulsboro, will be kicking from about his own 2-yard line. It's a good punt off. Scarrato taking it on the run at about the 44 down the right side. He makes a nice return, getting deep into Paulsboro territory, and this is just what Paulsboro is looking for on the exchange. 7-1 to play in the first half. West Deptford trailing 14-0, but great field position here. We'll take time out from West Deptford High School. Scarrato's return was to the Paulsboro 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. And a good run, good yardage down inside the 25.
Nelson Vasquez on the carry.
Vasquez with his first carry of the night. And the advance to the 22-yard line, pickup of about 7.
Will make it 2nd down and 3.
2nd and 3 for the Eagles. 6:41 to play in the first half. Walls right up the middle, and Walls will appear to have the first down.
That's what makes this West Deptford offense so dangerous is they have guys like Vasquez who can come in, Maxwell, Young, Manfrey, and of course the big guy Walls. And then don't forget about Mancuso, who can haul it in and keep it himself and use his legs to either run or his arm to pass. A lot of weapons on this team, and that's just in their backfield.
Less than a yard to go for the first down. And Walls has the first down and more down to about the 21. So West Deptford maintaining its patience, trailing 14-0, but a score here will put them in good stead. 6:10 to play first half. Paulsboro 14, West Deptford nothing, but West Deptford threatening. dead ball foul.
Prior to the snap, we have encroachment. Lined up in the neutral zone, defense.
The penalties against Paulsboro, encroachment. The call made by referee Mark Finelli, and it'll be first down and 5 for the Eagles at the 16-yard line. Excuse me, the 11-yard line. No running room for Dave Maxwell. Pushed back to the whistle blown.
That was a late whistle as Maxwell gets the carry here. Nice job by Petrutz, the linebacker. Hold off Dominic Liberto and make the tackle, but they don't blow the whistle until right about now. I mean, this is where progress has stopped way beyond that point. And all you're asking for there is a possible fumble. So if you're West Deptford, you've got to be yelling from the sidelines to blow that whistle.
No gain, second down and 5, ball at the 11. Mancuso keeping. A good job by the Paulsboro defense of stripping the play. Jerome Beverly making the tackle. Dennis Nelson in on play.
Just too much speed on the outside for Paulsboro. Mancuso's going to try and turn the corner. The linebackers sniff that out. On the play is Jerome Beverly, number 5, and Dennis Nelson. Cornerback coming up making a play, and it's going to be a third and about 5, Bob, like you said. And it's still a situation where you can do just about anything here if you're West Deptford. Pass or run the football.
2 plays in a row, no gain. Big third down call here. Mancuso has some room to the right side, fires it, and it's intercepted in the end zone. Unbelievable. As Paulsboro gets another turnover, that's 3 turnovers against West Deptford, and this one is a killer on a 3rd and 5 from the 11-yard line, intercepted in the end zone, and the West Deptford scoring drive blunted.
It was Ryan White, number 1 in the end zone. It's a rollout, looking for his wide receiver. You're right, Bob. It looked like he might have been able to try and run for the first down if he could have got to the outside. Looking for, I think that was Lindsley, the tight end. Ryan White just basically just has to stand there and allow the ball to come into his hands. Takes the knee and ball's brought up to 20.
Won the touchback, and it's first down and 10 for Paulsboro. Turnover is killing West Deptford. Redmond nearly slips and falls, maintains his balance, gets a couple of yards to about the 21 or 22. Short gain. They've done except for the one electrifying run by Redmond, they've done a good job of containing him. Unfortunately, for West Deptford, that touchdown and then the other touchdown by Redmond on the fumble recovery and run, making a 14-0 football game. 3:45 to play first half on a 2-yard pickup, 2nd and 8.
He's had 9 carries so far. Only 2 have gone over 4 yards. The 77-yard touchdown run and a 13-yard run earlier.
Trying to pick his way. He has some room. Still hard to bring down. He'll be close to the first down. The advance to the 30-yard line. And it'll be a first down.
Yeah.
Good 8-yard run that time by Redmond. 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders.
3:16 left here before halftime, Bob. West Deptford just wants to hold, not allow Paulsboro any points before halftime. If they can, they're going to be trying, I'm sure, to strip the football, get that ball back.
Redmond eludes one tackler and has it. Oh, he almost breaks it in the clear. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. But eludes one tackler that would have cost about a 3 or 4 yard loss.
I think West Deptford's lucky. Zach Guerin got into his way. As you see, jumps out of the arms of Scarrato, makes a move on White, and then Walls tackles him from behind as he got a little help from Zach Guerin.
the guard from Paulsboro, got in Redmond's way.
2nd down and 10 for the Red Raiders at the 2:20 mark of the first half. Governor keeps it, but he goes nowhere, maybe a yard. It's going to be 3rd and long again for Paulsboro. They've had a lot of those in the first half.
Very short gain on the
Clock ticking under 2 minutes in the first half, and a frustrating first half for West Deptford, to say the least, with 3 turnovers.
Yeah, because they've done a decent job offensively of moving the chains. They've had a couple costly turnovers. The only difference in this game, Bob, is the 2 big plays by Redmond.
Minute 30, clock running, 3rd down and 9. They fake the draw, complete the pass, but short of the first down, so West Deptford will get the ball back. Yeah, those 3 turnovers. Unfortunately, one of them resulted in a 50-yard recovery and run by Redmond. And the second one was intercepted in the end zone, and it looked like West Deptford could come within a touchdown of time. West Deptford takes timeout at the 1:19 mark of the first half. So the Eagles will get the ball back. Scarrato going deep to return kick of Palomini.
Palomini, a real good kicker and punter. One of the prodigies of Dominic Antonini, the great special teams coach for Paulsboro, who just continues. You see a nice crowd on hand lining the fences.
How many do you think? You're a good crowd estimator, Sean.
I'm going to look around, line up over here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Got to move a little quicker. 10, 11, 12. There's those Eagles. I'd have to say there's probably a good 6,500 on hand tonight.
At least.
Could be 7,000.
Palomini kicking to Scarrato. It's a good snap. They come after it. Good decision by Scarrato, not picking it up in that situation. Ball rolls dead at the 25, so West Deptford with a minute 8 to try to get within a touchdown. And the question here, Sean, is do they put the ball in the air, risk an interception in return, or do they...
No, I think you got to try to do something here. You're down by 2 scores. Paulsboro now with the momentum going into halftime, and I think you got to try and reverse that momentum, get something happening. Maybe you can get one of your wide receivers to make a play for you, give yourself a shot. And Mancuso has the arm to do it. He's a really good quarterback, makes good decisions, so I'd give him the chance.
Well, you asked him about gadget plays for tonight before the game, and we won't reveal what he told us, but maybe we'll see a gadget play here. Penalty marker is down, dead ball foul.
Prior to the snap, delay of game. Offense, 5 yards, previous spot.
Well, this cost West Deptford 5, delay of game. It'll be 1st down and 15, ball at the 20. West Deptford needs a big play before halftime to get back in this contest. Mancuso. He is one tackle on good pursuit. Excellent play. Tackle by Zach Guerin. What a tremendous season he's had. He's just a great football player.
Yeah, I mean, everyone talks about what a good wrestler Zach Guerin is, but boy, has he turned into a nice linebacker for Paulsboro. One of the best linebackers in Gloucester County, that's for sure, number 51. He's about 205 pounds, 6'2". The brother who won a state championship wrestling title.
30 seconds to go. Mancuso goes deep. Oh, well thrown. Scarrato, the intended receiver. Incompleted. It'll be 3rd down with 25 seconds to go.
They just throwing it up top there, allowing Scarrato to use his legs, try and get in position to pull something down.
Let's see if West Deptford airs it out again with 25 seconds to go. Third and 12 for the Eagles. Balls with the carry, but he will be well short of the first down, and unless Paulsboro chooses to stop the clock, that'll do it for the first half. 15 seconds to go. And they'll just let it run down. So a frustrating first half for West Deptford.
Yeah, it's a good move. If I was Paulsboro, I'd call a timeout. Force them to punt.
Well, they will do that with 4 seconds to go.
With Redmond back there, and you know what? It's a good head game down there. Clyde Folsom keeps his quarterback on the field. Look like, you pretend you might be sending in a play and hoping for that clock to tick down there. Paulsboro picking up on that with 4 seconds remaining, calls timeout, says, look, we have Redmond, let's give him a chance. Maybe he can break one. And we go up by 3 touchdowns in the halftime.
Well, what do you do if you're Clyde Folsom in this situation? Do you risk punting the ball to Redmond, or you just have the quarterback run a few yards so it runs out the clock?
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind. I would just have him snap it, because there's a couple things that can happen. You can have a blocked punt, or you can have a Redmond run back for a touchdown. Either you tell your guy to angle it as far out of bounds as you possibly can, and hopefully in the air it'll take care of that 4 seconds, or you tell him just to kind of run around back there a little bit, eat up the 4 seconds, and fall.
If they do choose to punt, they might send everybody. Interesting decision by Howard to call timeout with 4 seconds left. I think they're just going to try to run out these 4 seconds without giving Paulsboro a chance to call another timeout. They'll keep it on the ground. Smart play. Get some good yardage, but that'll do it for the first half. So Paulsboro on 2 electrifying runs by Redmond, one on a fumble recovery, leads West Deptford 14-0 at the end of the first half. We'll be back with second half action right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, the West Deptford High School cheerleader.
Bob Shryock and Sean Leary at West Deptford High School getting ready for the start of the third quarter, with Paulsboro leading West Deptford 14-0 in this titanic battle of unbeaten before a large crowd at West Deptford High School. And these are the first half highlights run by Young, and this is the slow developing, the end of this play that winds up with Redmond coming up with a loose ball and sprinting down the right sideline unimpeded 50 yards for a touchdown and put Paulsboro on top 6-0. That play looked like it had ended, but it didn't end, and it resulted in the first of 2 scores in the football game. To the near side. Here's the option pitch to Redmond, and this is just a classic touchdown run by Redmond, a 77-yarder on which about 4 or 5 West Deptford tackles missing, and there's the last miss. Sprints down the sideline for a 77-yard touchdown run. Can't possibly be that easy, but during that first half, Redmond became the number 2 scorer in South Jersey history and the number 2 rusher in South Jersey history. Pretty good first half by Redmond, even though it seemed like he was held pretty much in check rushing the football other than that one long run.
I'd say there was 6 West Deptford players who touched Redmond on that second touchdown run.
And the second half kickoff taken at the 10-yard line. And returned by Maxwell. Maxwell gets it up to about the 25-yard line. West Deptford had won the toss at the beginning of the game, deferred, and wanted the football to start the second half, and they'll have only fair field position to start the second half.
What the reasoning was to defer in the first half, Bob, is they know a great ball carrier like Redmond, as he gets warmed up, will just get better as the game goes along, so they wanted to give him the ball early on, try to limit his touches later in the game and try to give him the ball early. But again, warmed up quick enough to get that 77-yard touchdown, go well over 100 yards on the evening in just the first half.
So a mistake here by West Deptford. The right side of the line moved, cost him 5.
Prior to the snap, false start. On the offense, 5 yards, previous spot, first down.
Referee Mike Finelli making that call. First down and 15, not a good start to the second half for West Deptford, as they'll start from around 20 now. with a 1st and 15. Not a lot of success moving the football in the first half, although they had one great scoring opportunity that was nullified by an end zone interception. Walls with the carry, gets about 4 back to the 24-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 11 for the Eagles. Eagles with one of their greatest football seasons ever this year, and it's not over because we have 4 teams in Gloucester County going to the group finals this weekend, next weekend, Sean.
Unbelievably, South Jersey champions can come right from Gloucester County as Washington Township takes on the Shawnee in a rematch in Group 4. Delsey takes on Mainland in a great matchup in Group 3. West Deptford will be playing Buena in Group 2, and Paulsboro take on Florence in Group 1.
And a completed pass.
Three Cal picks up about maybe 6 or 7 yards. That's going to bring up about a 3rd and 4. This is just a quick swing pass out to Cal. Three picks up about 7 yards. Again, slipping. And they're at that part of the field, Bob, where it's real muddy, really slippery. So you got to watch out. You got to hold on to the football.
3rd down and 5. They run a reverse, and it will not get 1st down yardage, and West Deptford will have to punt.
That's why that 1st down penalty hurt you so much, because now you're 4th and 2, 4th and 3. You take away that 5 yards, and you got yourself a 1st down. Paulsboro doing a nice job holding. They're going to get the ball back. And the ever so dangerous number 20, Isaac Redmond, the number 2 touchdown maker in South Jersey history, and also career scoring leader behind Kevin Harvey, the number 1 from Paulsboro.
Vasquez got 3 in that play, but it'll be 4th down and 2. Brownell punting to Redmond. Good punt. Redmond will watch this one. Takes a great bounce for West Deptford and will roll dead at about the 21-yard line. So Paulsboro has not been blessed with great field position tonight, but they still lead 14-0. And the chore now for the West Deptford defense is to force another punt. They need that offense to get them back in a football game. Big crowd at West Deptford. Sean estimated 6,500. I'd say that's a pretty good guess.
I think it might be a little bit more, maybe around 7. At halftime, I was up to about 782, but then I got tired and just ran over, grabbed the hot dog, and came back up here.
Beverly, Redmond, the backs behind Daytona. 1st and 10. Redmond with the carry. Big hole for Redmond. He is finally knocked down at about the 30-yard line after picking up 9. Mancuso making the stop, or he could still be running. He hit the hole real quick that time, got 9, 2nd down and 1, and Mancuso limping off the field. That's not a good sign for West Deptford.
Not at all. Looks like he's favoring his right shoulder. Might have been a little stinger or something. He's trying to walk it off, but that's his throwing arm, so it's something we're going to have to take a look at.
Beverly with the carry, and Beverly looks like he has the 1st down to about the 31-yard line, 32.
1st down.
Second half is where Paulsboro has been tough all season long, Sean. They've had a couple of games this year when the opposition has been right with them at halftime, and they just blown them away in the second half. Of course, Glenn Howard is known for being one of the best in the area for halftime adjustments.
But he is a great coach. You got 2 really good ones going against each other here tonight. You take nothing away from Clyde Folsom, but this Glenn Howard, he is some coach.
Redmond breaks 1 tackle, still on his feet, bulling his way for another pickup of 8 or 9 to the 41.
And that's what Clyde Folsom was talking about before the game, is great runners like Redmond, they just pick it up in the second half. The more time, the more carries that you get, the more he's going to break off a big run. Nice job by Beverly, the fullback, coming up, giving him a hold. Nice job by the offensive line. Once he gets into that secondary, he becomes so much more dangerous, because if he takes on a safety, he's much bigger than a safety.
That's his second 9-yard pickup on this series. 2nd down and 1, ball at the 41. Daytona keeps the ball, has some movement. He's sprinting down the sideline. 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown Paulsboro, 20-0. on the option play. Great play by Daytona. Terrific fake. Keeps the football. Sprints unimpeded down the left sideline. And Paulsboro now has a 3-touchdown lead over West Deptford in a game that was considered an absolute toss-up by almost everybody.
That'll be his 6th touchdown of the year, just a straight keeper. This guy is just as dangerous as anybody is as a quarterback, averaging about 7.5 yards per carry at that position.
Palamini, line drive, it's good, not very pretty, but effective. He's 3 for 3, and Paulsboro's lead 21-0 at the 7:59 mark of the 3rd period. That is 3 long scoring runs, 1 on a fumble recovery, long run by Redmond, long run by Daytona, and Paulsboro is suddenly with a 3-touchdown advantage.
The big plays, you see Daytona look behind him, and there's no one in sight. The quarterback picks up his 6th rushing touchdown of the year.
Very underrated quarterback, I think, Sean. He's had a terrific season. Redmond, of course, getting the headlines every week. Daytona's just had a terrific season.
And you're right, Bob. A lot of people had this game as a toss-up, and that Paulsboro mystique lives on.
Palamini will kick off again deep for West Deptford in the middle. Malik Howell. West Deptford needs a big play to get back in this football game. Needs something good to happen offensively. High kickoff, short. Taken at the 15-yard line. And a nice return by Howell, giving West Deptford good field position at about the 36-yard line. 1st down and 10 Eagles.
You see, last meeting between these two teams last year, the Red Raiders picked up a 40-21 victory, and Paulsboro graduated a lot of big-time players from last year's program, and again finds himself with a large lead.
Mancuso with the completed pass to Farno, and he'll get a 1st down to about the 47-yard line. That's a good start on this series by West Deptford. Mancuso had limped off the field in the last series. Appears to be okay back in there. Mancuso, one of the captains of this West Deptford team, just had a terrific season. 1st and 10, ball at the 47.5-yard line. Walls, short of midfield, gets a couple. Paulsboro's done a nice job with Walls. Walls also has had a magnificent season. 2-yard pickup, 2nd and 8 for the Eagles.
And now 10 carries, 40 yards for Walls. They've done just a nice job. That interior of the Paulsboro line, the linebackers are coming up, not allowing Pauls to break into that secondary. Like Redmond, once he gets in there, he's very dangerous.
Mancuso turning the corner nicely, and he'll be very close to a 1st down. Good decision that time by Mancuso. He'll advance the ball to about the 41, and that'll be another West Deptford 1st down.
Real nice job by Mancuso. That's the best run that he's had. Bob turning the corner.
The ball at the 44.
You see, it's a straight rollout, and he decides to sprint and take off to the right side. Nice decision by the young man as he makes sure that he gets close to the 1st down.
Mancuso will lose 1 tackler. He'll keep the football and twist his way to another 1st down for West. Good job by Mancuso. Looked like he might be tackled for a loss, but advances the ball to the 40 for the 2nd 1st down in this sequence by the Eagles.
It's imperative that West Deptford scores on this drive. It's 6:35 and counting in the 3rd quarter, trailing by 3 touchdowns.
Walls straight ahead
Walls on the carry.
to the 36-yard line.
And he continuously gets 4 or 5 yards per carry.
2nd and 6 for West Deptford.
His longest run tonight, Bob, has only been 7 yards, but everything else has been around 4 or 5 yards.
And a good gainer by Vasquez to the 29-yard line, and that's close to another first down, and it is a first down.
Quick end around with Vasquez, the wide receiver, who just comes in motion, gets a hold of the football, and that play's worked twice for West Deptford, picking up about 8 and 10 yards.
That's 3 first downs on this series. Nothing doing here about a yard lost. Maxwell with the carry.
Lost a yard on the play, make it second down and 11.
Second down and 11, the spot at about the 30-yard line. Late stages of the third quarter, 5:15 to play, still 21-0 Paulsboro.
And their super freshman, Cordell Young, still on the sidelines as Maxwell's in there. Young coming into the game with over 900 yards. We expect big things from him for the next 3 years.
Mancuso has some room. He's knocked down after a gain of a couple. And the penalty marker's down. This could be a roughing call, unsportsmanlike call perhaps.
It's going to be interesting to see if it's on West Deptford or Paulsboro. I think it's going to be on West Deptford. And they're really complaining on that sideline in the huddle. Unsportsmanlike on West Deptford. I'm not too sure. I wouldn't be surprised if they're hollering at the referee to blow the whistle, and that might have been what happened.
Clyde Folsom is furious. I mean furious.
We've seen 3 instances where they could have been blowing the whistle late.
Well, he doesn't have his mic turned on. West Deptford fans not happy. The penalty back to the 40-yard line. Some of the crowd, and it is a big crowd. Great high school football crowd. One of the biggest we've seen in many years in Gloucester County.
And that's a post-play call, so what happens? A dead ball call, so it remains third down. It just backs them up 15 more yards.
And creates a third down and 21 for the Eagles.
That's a huge call. West Deptford needing to get on the board puts himself in third and forever now.
Mancuso chased out of the pocket. He'll run with it. He'll make some nice yardage, but a long way to go for a first down. He's dropped at about the 32-yard line. And that'll make it fourth down and about 14. West Deptford has moved the ball fairly well tonight, but every time they get into position to do something, they run out of steam or have a turnover. So a fourth down call, probable passing down for Mancuso. And they run a reverse, and this will come nowhere near a first down as Vasquez is stopped. A little more activity in about the same spot the foul was called. Nothing called this time. Ball will turn over to Paulsboro on downs. First and 10 for the Red Raiders. The spot will be at the...
Keep a lid on it.
where is the spot?
I think it's about
28. First down and 10 for Paulsboro as they stop another West Deptford bid after 3 first downs by the Eagles. 3:25 to go third period, and a timeout West Deptford.
Oh, Clyde Folsom is just
We'll take
beside
timeout
himself.
from West Deptford High School. 21-0 Paulsboro. First and 10, Paulsboro at his own 28-yard line as Glenn Howard runs off the field after the timeout. Redmond, head down, bowling for yardage. Pretty good run by Redmond. Frustration showing here in Clyde Folsom.
You can see he's upset with the personal or the unsportsmanlike call, and then somebody calls timeout when they can ill afford to use any timeouts trailing by 21 on a dead ball situation. So he is just, and that's Clyde Folsom. He don't mind if if the team's getting beat, but when it comes to mental mistakes from his team and from his coaching staff, he's really going to get upset.
Redmond got 8 to the 36. Redmond with the carry again, breaks one tackle. Penalty marker down as he tries to get to the first down marker, but is short. Looked like a penalty flag thrown where there is normally holding called against the offensive team. So that'll back up the Red Raiders of Paulsboro.
He's going to take it from the end of the run.
And West Deptford was doing a real nice job with Redmond in the first half. See the holding call against Paulsboro. Yeah, right now the ref, I think, is turning the microphone on during plays and turning it off.
Ball backed up to the 27-yard line where it'll
got
be second down and 11.
He figured it out, Bob. Took him a good 7 minutes, but he's on track. Bob, they did a nice job with Redmond in the first half, but in the second half, carries a 7, 9, 8, 7, and 0. So he's really starting to pick up huge chunks now.
Tono fires it over the middle, completed to Conquest.
Nice job again by Walls. He came into the game, Bob, with 77 tackles. And as good as he is offensively, he's played a heck of a game defensively. Coming up, making big hits on Redmond, doing a nice job in coverage there, tackling Conquest, and he seems to be all over the field.
So the pickup is to the 31-yard line, but it'll be third down and 7 for the Red Raiders. 2-minute mark of the third quarter. And West Deptford desperately needs a stop here to get the ball back, trailing by 3 touchdowns. Kitona dumps it, completed, still on his feet, into the open to the 50, stopped there. And an injured West Deptford player down at about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that's O'Neal, and he's trying to get up, but he isn't getting up. Nice little rollout here, little dip. And right there you see O'Neal clipped by his own man. That's Brad White, the linebacker. Both of them, both of the defending players should have been able to stop the ball carrier, but both took bad angles and clipped each other, and O'Neal comes walking off on his own power.
Big first down pickup to midfield, 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders. Beverly with the catch and run for the first down. Redmond, so dangerous. Every time he touches the ball, you think he could go all the way. This carry to about the 42-yard line. Another nice gain by Redmond of 7 yards. It'll be second down and 3. Minute 15 to go in the third. West Deptford running out of time, and they don't have the football. Again, Redmond. Push out of bounds near the first down marker.
Isaac Redmond on the carry.
Clock still running, 42 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Yeah,
Ball at about the 40-yard line.
I don't think he picked it up. I think he's about
He was about 3 on the play.
about half a yard shy.
So it's a third down and 1 for Paulsboro.
Third and 1 for the Red Raiders. This could be the final play of the third quarter. I'd give it to Redmond. What would you do, Sean?
I'd maybe even think about giving it to the fullback or a quarterback sneak, just pick it up.
Redmond with the first down and more. On the final play of the
First down for Paulsboro.
third quarter, they'll move the markers and then restart the clock. The advance to the 35-yard line. And that'll do it for the third quarter. Paulsboro tacks on one more score in the long run by Gaetono. And after 3 periods in a battle of unbeatens, it's Paulsboro 21 and West Deptford nothing. First and 10 at the 35-yard line. They run a reverse. S.A. tries to come back in the other direction, but will lose yardage. Play did not work well for the Red Raiders as they lose back to the 42-yard line. It'll be second down. Bob Schreck and Sean Leary from West Deptford High School.
That's a great job, Bob, by Ron Wilson is staying at home, chasing down the ball carriers. There was a lot of room to the outside. If it wasn't for Ron Wilson.
So a game that everybody thought would be a close football game is not to this point. West Deptford with a commanding 21-0 lead and the football as we begin final quarter action. Tono keeps the football, and West Deptford reads it perfectly. Walls right there with help from his teammates, and this will lose yardage as well. So Paulsboro going in reverse in this series.
Boys, Tom Wall's a good linebacker. Look at this. The Tono just coming out, looking for the option, and
he doesn't miss.
He didn't move an inch.
Does not miss.
Right the walls.
Great tackler. Third down and 17 for the Red Raiders. Tono dumps it. Missed tackle. And nearly breaks it. It's St. John with a good run. But he'll be short of the first down. And full decision for Howard here. Does he go for the first down or punt West Deptford even deeper? He advanced to the 31-yard line. So it's going to be fourth down and about 6. And officials timeout on the field. The injured player Walls is hurt, it looks like.
The owner of the spirit basket is Julie Brockway. Julie Brockway, you can receive your spirit basket at the front gate ticket office.
We're looking at Walls right now on the sideline. Looks like something near his eye. There's maybe the young man might wear contacts here. It looks like he's putting a contact into his eye.
Great football player, that young man. He'll stay in. So this is a huge play here for West Deptford. They can ill afford to give Paulsboro 4 more downs. And Paulsboro will go for it on fourth down and 6 from the 31-yard line. So fires it over. Oh. Doesn't matter just as well. He knocked it down. West Deptford will take over on downs. And still a chance for West Deptford, but they need a quick touchdown, John.
Oh, they need one really quick. Now 9:49 left in the fourth quarter. They're going to need a quick touchdown and then maybe a fumble or interception, something to happen on defense for them to even get back into this game and smell a comeback.
There, Dave Shields of West Deptford walking along the West Deptford sideline. He and his Paulsboro counterpart, John Berzicelli, were ceremonial coin toss participants tonight. Incompleted pass. It'll be second down and 10 for West Deptford. West Deptord offense just has been unable to get in gear tonight, but that is another great Paulsboro defense. 2 good defenses, as a matter of fact. The big plays and turnovers have hurt West Deptford tonight.
Walls on the carry.
Walls, the workhorse, with another carry. There's Dave Shields. Probably West Deptford's biggest all-around sports fan. He loves all the sports. His sons have been fine West Deptford athletes.
We're going to get a look here at Paulsboro defense and against Walls. This is a good play. You got to come low. Beautiful tackle on the inside. That looks like it might be Garin underneath. Just coming in low, and that's where you have to go up on. You can't go high on Walls.
They run a screen, but West Deptford sees it all the way, and this play will just get the ball back to the line of scrimmage. Paulsboro just reacts so well defensively. It'll bring up a third down and about 6 for West Deptford. 8:50 with the clock moving.
I'll tell you, you got to really hand it to Paulsboro. youth program that they have, the coaching staff and Glenn Howard, is they lost a lot from this team, especially defensively, losing guys like Curl and Mendenhall on that defensive line. And this defense is still as good as any Paulsboro defense that you've seen.
Burnell punting to Redmond, punting away from him, effective. That's a great punt by Burnell. Redmond will pick it up, looking for some blocking, and he'll be forced out of bounds. But Paulsboro takes over the football. They have a 21-0 lead, just 8:15 to play, and the Red Raiders that close to an 11-0 season going into the playoff final next week.
There's a lot of people starting to bail now with, like you said, Bob, 8:15 left. You see the Paulsboro score, and they're going to remain undefeated and go to 11-0 unless West Deptford can make a huge charge here and come back at 3 scores. We'll need to make a play on defense. And West Deptford will just gear up for next week's South Jersey final against Punin in what is anticipated to be another fine matchup in this South Jersey final. There's a bunch of good ones next week, including Washington Township and Shawnee and Delsea Mainland and Paulsboro and Florence.
Redmond still on his feet.
For that carry, Redmond, I had him unofficially, Bob, for 150 yards. That would give him 155 now for his career. 155 would bring him to 5,037.
That's a pretty good career.
Not bad. He needs approximately 32 more yards to pass Gary Fultonroy. Gary, former member of the Kingsway Dragons.
Got 6 that time, 2nd down and 4, and another Redmond carry. Penalty markers down as Redmond gets the first down, but we'll see if this one comes back. It'll go against the Red Raiders. That'll back them up 5 and make it 2nd down and 11. Or 2nd and 9, excuse me.
We had 6 men on the line of scrimmage. Offense, 5 yards, previous spot. Repeat. 3rd down. 2nd down. Excuse me. My fault.
2nd down for the Red Raiders. 7:32 to play.
Bob, when you break this game down, it comes down to 3 big plays by Paulsboro. They haven't had any methodical drives. It's just been Tono, the quarterback, breaking off a large play. Redmond with 2 big plays, including 77-yard touchdown run and a fumble recovery about 50 yards by big number 20.
Redmond hemmed in this time. Good job defensively. Walls, of course, there again. He gets help on the play from Scarrato along with Howell. And 3rd down and 10 after the yard loss by Redmond. 6:45 left. Yeah, no, other than those 3 big plays, West Deptford has done a nice job defensively.
A nice job defensively and shot themselves in the foot a couple times on offense, moving the ball, moving the chains, but unable to get it into the end zone.
Run a draw play with the Redmond, gets a couple, but short of the first down, and the Red Raiders will have to punt.
They're fine with that. Right now, they're just looking at that clock. They want to just chew time, give Redmond the football, allow them to get an opportunity to maybe break off a long run, but they're just concerned with that time, just moving slowly towards 0-0-0.
Scarrato deep. They come after it, almost got it. Scarrato looking for a good bounce, doesn't get it. It'll roll dead at about the 43-yard line. And we'll take time out from West Deptford High School. 21-0 Red Raiders. .554 to go. West Deptford needs a miracle rally. Sean Leary and Bob Shryock at West Deptford. And Cuso to throw, gets protection. Coverage breaks. Good job of improvising. Redmond there for the tackle after a pickup of about 5 on the play by Mancuso. And Cuso's receivers have been well covered tonight. He's had to scramble a lot, Sean.
And Paulsboro's always done a nice job on coverage. Last year they had a couple of really good cornerbacks. David Giles, Lionel Sharper.
Wall straight up the middle. He'll have the first down.
And again, it's Walls about 5 or 6 yards. And they pick up those first downs, but they haven't been able to get the big play. And Paulsboro
They had the one great scoring opportunity. Got inside down to the 11-yard line. Ball at the 45-yard line with first down and 10. Mancuso goes deep. Incompleted, no penalty marker.
And again, nice coverage by Dennis Nelson, the senior. 5'7", 175, staying with Tariq Cal. Doing a nice job, goes up for the football, turns himself around, gets just enough to not allow Cal the big play.
Second down and 10 for the Eagles. Ball at the 45 of Paulsboro. They run a reverse. Couple yards.
Just a little misdirection play there that they run with Dave Maxwell. Maxwell, the sophomore, he'll be back again with Young and Wall. So this team, although they lose their quarterback in Mancuso, they're going to have a lot of talent back in that backfield for West Deptford. They expect another solid season next year, but they have unfinished business left next week against Buena.
Third down and 6 for the Eagles. Play called dead before it unfolds.
So they're slowing down the West Deptford band either, Bob. They're still rocking.
Good halftime performance by the West Deptford band. Penalty goes against West Deptford back to the 46-yard line, where it'll be third down and a little more than 10.
Shake me out.
Hello.
Well, you know what? They're doing a nice job because you got to move a little bit tonight. It's getting a little chillier now, so they're just keeping everybody moving so no one gets any frostbite.
Mancuso chased out of the pocket. Penalty markers down. He is hammered, still on his feet, battling his way. But he's finally dropped.
Mancuso is brought down on the play.
Good tackle on the play by Craig Bell of Paulsboro. This play loses yardage, but there's also a penalty against West Deptford.
We had a legal motion on the offense. It's been refused. Fourth down.
Penalty is refused. That'll create a fourth down, and West Deptford, I guess, will have to, at this stage in the football game, go for it from its own 45-yard line.
Yeah, 4th and 20. And you know what? They're just going to probably punt it away here.
3:47 left. The punter is in the game, Jake Brownell. And he will drop the punt with Redmond deep at about his own 30-yard line for Paulsboro. They keep kicking it away from him. Smart decision. And it'll roll dead at about the 25-yard line with 3:24 to go, and just that much time separating Paulsboro for its 11th consecutive win and continued dominance in this series.
Yeah, you know, Clyde Folsom says, look, with 3:24, we need 3 touchdowns. Let's not risk getting somebody injured, especially our quarterback. When we have another huge game next week, we got to get ready for a South Jersey final. Now the focus goes off of Paulsboro. And Clyde Folsom has said that this team has not played well since its Haddonfield game, which put them at 7-0. So a lot of focus between the town and everybody in town and the kids has been on Paulsboro, and he says you try to deny that it isn't, but it is.
Beverly with the carry out to about the 28-yard line, second down and 7. But Paulsboro is trying to run out the clock, not in any hurry to put any more points on the board. 2:50 to go with the clock running. New tailback in the game.
Another good decision by Glenn Howard of pulling out Isaac Redmond. He's got another game that he's got to worry about next week. So Isaac Redmond, in all probability, will pass Gary Fultonroy next weekend.
Injured Paulsboro player. The carry was made by Nelson.
That's Gary Conquest.
Gary Conquest. We'll take time out from West Deptford High School. 21-0 Paulsboro. Sean Leary and Bob Shryock at West Deptford High School with 2:34 to play. Paulsboro with the ball with a 3rd down and 2. Nelson with the carry, and Nelson very close to the 1st down. Nelson backing up Redmond at the running back position for the Red Raiders. And that'll be a 1st down. Now Paulsboro can essentially just run out the clock unless West Deptford chooses to stop it. .205 to play. Beverly with the carry, and he is hammered. Look who's still in there making tackles, Sean. Tom Walls.
Yeah, he really impressed me tonight. I've seen him offensively do some outstanding things tonight. Defensively, Tom Walls shown up for West Deptford. He's an outstanding linebacker. What play from that junior. And you see the field a little roughed up. And West Deptford will have to get it ready next week as they'll host that Group 2 final against Butte.
2nd down and 9. Nelson, he'll get a couple. Minute 15 with the clock running, and another play ought to just about do it. So a game that has pretty much lacked drama other than the fact that Paulsboro scored on 3 big plays. Great long scoring run by Redmond. Redmond with a fumble recovery and touchdown run, and then DeTono on an option play with a terrific run for a TD for Paulsboro. DeTono keeps it. He went out of bounds. I don't think Coach Howard wanted to see him do that. 36 seconds to go. The clock stopped. And 4th down, so Palomino into punt, so West Deptford will touch the ball one more time, but Scarrato goes deep. West Deptford would love to get a score on the board, but not much time to accomplish that with 36 seconds to go. Come after him, almost block it. Scarrato wanted to return it, but it'll roll dead at about the 29. So with 28 seconds to go, West Deptford will have time to put the ball in the air several times.
We have 5-yard roughing the kicker. Roughing the kicker, 5 yards. Previous spot.
Roughing the kicker call against West Deptford. And that'll enable them to keep the football, I believe. Now they can just run it out. So that'll be a 1st down, and that essentially will wrap up this game. 28 seconds to go. One snap will do it. Antonio kneels. 23 seconds, and that'll be the ball game. So Paulsboro in the battle of undefeateds with 3 long touchdown plays, 2 in the first half, 1 in the second. And the final score in a matchup of neighborhood unbeatens, first time in Gloucester County history at this stage of the season. In the regular season, 2 teams have played each other 10-0. Paulsboro the winner, 21-0. We'll take time out and talk to the coach and one of the players right after this.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the field. We're here at Comcast Cable Channel 43, where Paulsboro puts together a 21-0 win over West Deptford. I'm here with the winning coach, Glenn Howard. And Glenn, another great job, 3 big plays by your team to put West Deptford away.
Yeah, the whole team played an excellent ball game. We did get the three big plays. Our defense was very good for the entire ball game, and we got the big plays we needed to put the thing away.
Defensively, you got to be really proud of how your team contained Tom Walls and the big play. West Deptford put up some lofty numbers throughout the year. Your defense stepped up tremendously today.
Yeah, we knew that was one of the keys to play solid run defense against Walls, and the kids did it. We just played great team defense.
Next week, you got a big game against Florence going for another Group 1 championship. How do you get your team ready for another big game after an emotional win tonight?
Well, I just like to thank God and take a moment and thank God for giving me the opportunity to play and coach at Paulsboro and be the coach of these young men, Isaac Redmond, Zach Gann, and, like 70 other guys. But we just try to take it one game at a time. We focus all our efforts and everything we have to do in the game at hand. And this week it was West Deptford. Next week it will be Florence. And I'm sure the guys will be focused and be ready to go after that Group 1 championship.
How do you retool? Obviously, you lose so many great players from last year coming in here again against a very good, very talented West Deptford team. How do you got to prepare yourself for this game without those great weapons, only having Isaac Redmond as your main and premier ball carrier?
Well, I give a lot of credit to our seniors, and the guys did a great job in the offseason. And we just had some guys that were very focused and very committed and stepped up and filled in a lot of big shoes. Mendenhall, Curl, and a lot of other guys. And we got some guys, put them around Isaac and Zach and some other guys to fill in some holes. And the guys have just stepped up and played great ball all year.
Well, congratulations. Good luck against Florence next week.
Thank you.
And here with now South Jersey's number 2 career scoring leader, and also on the points side of that as well, number 2. Congratulations to you. And another outstanding game, Isaac. You basically get the ball, and there was a couple of times during the first half where they really stopped you. You had the big 77-yard and only a 13-yard gain. They did a nice job defensively in the first half.
Yeah, well, I give all the credit to my line, really. That big run, a couple people had at least three key blocks on that one play. And West Deptford played real good defense. They pretty much contained me in the first half. We was trying to get the big one, but we needed to sustain the drive. And so second half we came right out and tried to sustain the drive and come out with a victory. We knew going in, long as they don't score, they couldn't win.
Obviously, your offense did a great job, but defensively, your team really held them in check throughout the whole game.
Yeah, our defense. We talked all week long about containing walls. We can't let him get the big play, break for 50 yards, whatever, because he has the capability of doing that. And so our defensive tackle stepped up real well, about stopping that trap, and Zach stepped up big, and the whole team was just focused all week long.
How hard is it to try and remain focused each week leading up to the West Deptford game? You say, Coach said you guys kind of lost some interest along the way, and you finally regained it here. Is this the true Paulsboro team that we could have saw throughout the entire season?
Oh, most definitely. But our team, we just try to take it game by game. But, sometimes, the team that's coming up, it's not going to be a big crowd there. Some guys couldn't get as hype as they could, But coming in here, we got big playmakers, big guys that want to play in big games. And so they stepped it up to that.
How does it feel to have your name right underneath Kevin Harvey's now?
Oh, it feels great, Go home, talk to it about it, Tell him I'm coming to catch him. Probably couldn't, but still going to talk trash.
Well, you can talk trash at least for this week. And again, good luck to you against Florence next week. Another big game, another great performance by you. Good luck to you. Well, Bob, some nice words said by, I was walking with Coach Glenn Howard and Clyde Folsom, and a lot of people say about this rivalry what a great rivalry it is. Both teams hate each other. Everyone hates each other. There was a lot of talk and a lot of positive thoughts going on in there. Paulsboro saying, go get them in Group 2. Paulsboro saying the same thing, go get them in Group 1. Let's bring back 2 South Jersey championships next week. So really a nice moment as both coaches came and congratulated each other in a fine game.
It's good to see that kind of sportsmanship. Folsom and Howard have a lot of respect for each other. I know that. And Let's not forget what a great job Folsom's done with this program. There's a tough loss tonight for West Deptford, but their season's not over, and that's a good thing, and they can bag one of those championships. For Gloucester County, maybe we go 4 for 4 next week. But Shauna came down to 3 big plays. That's what it was. Otherwise, West Deptford's in the ballgame.
Yeah, I think actually West Deptford, they really sustained the drives, moved the chains a little bit more. Paulsboro was able to do that in the second half, but you're right, Bob. The 3 big plays, 2 by Redmond and Detono. This team just seems like they just can turn it on when they want to. Tonight they did that. This team, they play some weaker teams in their division. The Colonial Conference a little bit down this year, and it's hard for this team to remain focused every single week. Right now, Paulsboro is just playing at a high level. I don't know where they find these guys. You know, they lose all this talent, and then next year they come back and they put together a season playing against a good West Deptford team on their field and win 21-0.
And our congratulations to Isaac Redmond, who's continued to sell in the record book, too.
Yes,
what a
absolutely.
magnificent career he's had with one more game to go.
One more game to go. I don't think we'll be able to catch Kevin. I think he's got a ways to go, but nonetheless, he'll be number 2.
Okay, final score in the Battle of Unbeatens tonight: Paulsboro 21, West Deptford 0. For Sean Leary and Bob Schrag, thanks for watching on Comcast. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Underwood Memorial Hospital. Partners with Jefferson Health System, caring people, people caring close to home, offering service to subscribers with Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey. By Gloucester County College, home of champions. In athletics and academics, GCC offers championship lineups, coaches, courses, programs, and facilities, all geared to your success. Registration now open for the interterm and the spring semester. Call 412209 for details. And by Rizzo Family Chiropractic in the Gibbstown Shopping Center, exit 17, Route 295.